In this how-to video, I'm going to show you how to configure a tree control with SmartObjects. Basically, we're going to connect it to country and region SmartObjects with the intention of displaying a selectable list of countries grouped by regions as a parent node within a tree view. For the hierarchy view to work with multiple data sources, you need to first identify or ensure that there is a common property between the data sources to create a parent-child relationship. In my example, the region ID field is the common property, and I have set up the country smart object with a field that associates with the region smart object. To optimize time, I already have a tree control dropped into a view on the design canvas. I have pre-configured some basic settings like height and multiple selection, while K2 has configured various other settings by default. You can review the product user guide for more information on these settings. Outside of those options, let's get started with data source configuration by clicking on the ellipses button for type under the data source group. Within the configure data source window that pops up, we will be prompted to add our smart objects on the left side of the window and set up the hierarchy from there. I'll click the add button. Then for the first smart object, I'm going to click the ellipses button on the smart object field, drill down into my smart objects under the K2 Learning Global Locations category. From here, I'll select the regions object because it's going to be my parent smart object for this view. Notice that K2 automatically sets the standard getList method along with the display and value fields. Display is the visible text displayed at runtime for this node in the tree. Value is the field that should be used for the value of a selected node for storage. In this case, I do want it to be region ID. I won't need to change any of these default values for this demonstration, so let's move on and add the country smart object as our child data source. I'll click on the add button again over on the upper left menu. Notice how it automatically adds the entry as a child node under regions. For this smart object, I'll go into the K2 categories and drill down to the country smart object under global locations. Select it and click OK. In this instance, K2 sets the general properties automatically again, of which I don't need to change anything. However, we do have parent smart object settings appearing now. The parent smart object is set to regions, which is what we want, but if we had other smart object data sources listed, we could change this setting accordingly. Notice that the parent property does need to be changed to the region ID field in the country smart object so that the common connection between the two smart objects is applied correctly in the hierarchy. With that, we are good on the settings for this page, so I'll click OK to go back to the design canvas of the view. Then I'll click Finish and we can bring up the view in run mode. As you can see, the data sources are organized into an expandable hierarchical list with checkboxes for selection made available.